Why do we blame others before we blame ourselves? I remember back in the day, I would always blame my sister, my brother, my mother for silly, stupid stuff, and I get so angry at them. And then, when the empathy kicks in, I felt bad for blaming everyone, but I could not blame myself. Still, I was like, geez, maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's not. Then what is it? And I've been practicing since that time the thought that, hey, what if it's everyone's fault? What if every little piece of the environment came together and made the fault? You know, maybe it was a bit of me, maybe it was a bit of someone else. And over time it just built up, and here's the problem. And that was a good way of looking at it, because, yeah, it is the fault of everything combined. There's no one person you can blame ever in life. But if there was, who would that be? What would make the most sense to blame? What would change your life the most if you blamed it? And the answer seems quite simple. Obviously, we can't say fault, because it's never really just your fault. It's never really someone else's fault. Fault is a silly word most of the time, because there's a lot of factors that apply. But responsibility, that's what matters. That's what changes people. And so having this thought of, hey, maybe it wasn't my fault or anyone's fault, but it's sure as hell my responsibility, definitely changes the way you think about the world, the way you think about yourself, the anger you feel, the frustration you feel. Putting that into practice really helps you. But why does it help you? Why does taking responsibility, blaming yourself help you? Well, first off, it makes you take the anger away. It stops you from being a victim. It stops you from falling into these traps of, hey, I can't do anything. It gives you hope. And I know you might not think that it gives you hope, but it does. It makes you feel good about yourself. At the end of the day, it makes you think, I can change. When you take responsibility, you accept that you can change your circumstance, that you are not stuck. That's why it's very helpful. But we also get the people on the opposite ends of the spectrum. People who don't blame everything, only blame themselves, except they can't accept it. They can't accept themselves. They can't accept that, hey, this is an issue, and I'm okay with that, and I'll do better. And they just get sucked in, worse and worse, continuously blaming themselves, sucked into insecurity and unable to do anything with their blame, except beat themselves up. You can't beat yourself up, but you also can't beat up the world. So what do? You take responsibility, and you come to yourself as a little friend, and you're like, bro, I know this might be shitty, this might be bad, but hey, you can change it. And you didn't. Let's actually do better next time, right? That's all you can do. The anger can't be there. It's not there. Like, in this mindset of responsibility, there's no real blame. It's like, okay, this happened because of all these factors. You're responsible, though. You could have changed it. It's not your fault. Never your fault. Maybe it was, but it doesn't matter. Really, fault has no matter anymore. But you need to change it now. It's your life. That's all. And that mindset really helps. So, remember, might not be your fault, but it sure as hell is your responsibility. Whatever's happened to you in life might not be your fault, but it sure as hell is your responsibility.